Hey, yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Carl back at it again. New video, same grind, you already know. I'll be able to on this Friday afternoon and ready to grind it up because like always, I'm ready. Well, today I'm not really grinding, it's more yapping, but you're gonna have some art. You're gonna have some art time lapse in the background, like always, you know, when I'm yapping like this. Well, I said that, but last week I didn't do that. I just did a 1 hour yapping video without realizing, and yeah, but I didn't think I would need some artwork because you know I would be you know, showcasing, doing the unboxing and talking about the trip to Japan and everything, so that's why I didn't do any time lapse. But for today, you know, I'm just gonna have something in the background while I'm talking, and also like I always, take your pen, paper, tablet, or whatever you need to draw, and yo, let's grind. Well, let's grind together. Have this video in the background while you're doing your own grind. You know, you don't really need to, you know, just sitting there do nothing, or you know, you can watch the time lapse that's behind me right now. And yeah, but anyway, let's go on to the video. I'm trying to not make a long video today. I'm gonna stay on between 20-25 minutes max. I'm not gonna do 30 minutes plus like I always do, but yeah, so let's jump right into it. So today, as you can see in the title of the video, I want to talk about my goals, and or at least I say goals, but it's more like what I'm trying to achieve personally while I'm going to animation school, and what is my expectation for animation school. And if you don't know, which I'm going to be surprised if you don't know at this point, if you've been following the channel, if you don't know, you're probably new, and if you're new, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of my videos. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna keep making videos while I'm gonna be at school, but yeah, I'm gonna start. I'll be at animation school for the next 3 years that are coming, and yeah, so I'll be studying in 2D animation starting next week. And I finally got my schedule and all stuff, so I know when I have classes, and you know, I'm seeing how I can manage YouTube while I'm in school. But knowing me, I know I'm gonna lock in at school, and I'm not gonna touch social media like that, but I'm gonna try my best to balance school and YouTube and all this stuff. So yeah, and like I said, I'm going to start school next week, and I feel like, you know, it would be cool if I can talk about my goals, what I want to achieve while I'm in animation school, and what are my expectations. So when I'll come back 3 years later, I'll look at this video and say, okay, I managed to achieve that, or did the school meet my expectation for what I want to achieve, you know. Well, my expectation for achieve just what I expected from what school is going to do today. And I made a bullet point, so it's going to help me, you know, remember, not only to remember what I want to talk about, but also avoid for me to yap for hours. So yeah, so I'm gonna start with my goals first, because there are just 4 of them. I got 4 things I want to achieve, and those things I want to achieve is really like technical skills, you know, and also just something in general that would be good in many aspect, you know, that's not just art related, but that could be in different aspect in my life, you know. So this is so I hope I can achieve that, and that skill in particular is the leadership skill, you know, because I'm someone that's really comfortable at being following people, following orders, following someone that is already have a leadership skill. But one thing I want to change is that I want to have the skill myself, you know, so I can lead a team, lead people to do something, a project together, because I got something I want to do in the future, eventually, with my art, you know, and that's going to be a part of, this is a part of how I think I can be a successful artist in the future, because as you know, I give myself a time limit to be a successful with my art, a successful artist and everything. And having this leadership skill, I think is a skill that's necessary for me to have this success in as an artist, you know. And since I've been animation school, and from what I understand when I visited the school last year to understand what they do, what is the program about and everything, it's a lot of team projects. Well, most of the projects are team based, you know, and I want to be able to lead a team, be able to, you know, have the experience of having a team lead, because I'm, like I said, I'm comfortable of being the one following a leader, because I don't like to have the responsibility of leading people, tell them how to work on something and everything, you know, because there's a difference between leading and bossing around people. Bossing around, you just tell people what to do and you don't do anything, and leading, well, you tell people what to do, but you also participate in the project, or at least that's how I see it, bossing and leading. So that's That's how I say it personally. Maybe I'm totally wrong, but anyway, I want to build a leadership skill, taking the lead more with projects and everything. You know, like giving people feedback. I've also received feedback and also participate with the project and steering the project in a way that's, you know, that will not only make me satisfied but also other people satisfied in the project. Because one thing that's different someone that's busting around, leaning around. I think busting around, you just doing things so it can satisfy you, but when you're leading people, I think you're doing it in a way that satisfy you and the people that you're working with. So I think that's the difference between bossing around and leading around, or just leader and boss in general. So yeah, I want to build that skill for me personally, so in the future it can help me for the plans that I have for myself. And yeah, so that's one of my goals when I'm going to animation school. The 3 other goals that I have, it's really like the usual, you know. I've struggled fundamental, precisely draftmanship, different line work, and varied in shape, language, and anatomy in general. Cause I haven't been touching my anatomy this year. I'm aware when I'm drawing, you know, I'm remembering some of my anatomy, but I haven't touched it because I think it was last year. Yeah, last year I spent like the entire just studying anatomy from head to toe, literally. And this year I was like, you know what, I'm gonna take a step back from it and really like go in the application of anatomy instead of just remembering the name of muscle, bones, and everything, which helped me in general and still help me till this day. But it's not gonna be like the main focus. I'm just gonna use this as a base for me to be able to draw my characters as often as I want, you know. And it's been helpful. It's been useful so far, but I think I need to go back so I can reinforce my skills when it comes to drawing characters. And yeah, so, and also anyway, we're gonna have anatomy classes, anatomy courses in the animation school that I'm going. It's literally like a 3-hour block every week. We're gonna have a anatomy class, so it's gonna be really helpful. And of course I'm gonna do a bit more by myself, you know, outside of classes, because one thing that I'm gonna do, actually, you know what, before I go to that, because this is my expectation, so I'm gonna leave it for expectation, but yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of anatomy by myself as well outside of classes. I said also varied in shape, language, because for those who've been familiar with my art and for those who've been talking to me personally, I always said that I really like the sharp, blocky shape language. And when it comes to drawing, when I draw in general, I don't really like the soft, rounded shape language. It's too, it doesn't satisfy me. It doesn't hit the spot where I'm drawing something. But I want to be able to build this. I want to be able to incorporate this in my art nonetheless, because, you know, sometimes the shape language, the certain things are gonna require different shape language, like especially like the soft and round shape language, because I realized that in animation a lot of the most popular and most likable animation have this soft, rounded shape language. It's really like the blocky, sharp shape language I use personally, but it's still used in animation, but not as often as from what I've seen anyway. You know, like the things that come to mind is like Adventure Time, Steven Universe, Gumball, that one show with the pyramid guy. I forgot the name of it. I'll put the name of it if I bothers to look at it, but I'm pretty sure if you watch your cartoons, you know what I'm talking about. Rick and Morty, Simpsons, Family Guy, they all have a round, soft shape language for them, you know. And I think it's good for me if I can incorporate that in my own art. You know, it's not that hard. Well, it's not that hard. It's just that I just need to be more open-minded about it. You know, be open to use beyond blockade, sharp shape language in general. Different line work. I already like, one of my strong point of my art is really my line work, my inking. You know, like like the thick line work, the bold line work, and the thin line work within the inside. But I need to have line work that's more appropriate for animation. And I'm saying that because this is what the teacher told me when I came to visit the school last year. He told me like the line work that I use is is fine, you know, it's good for the art that I'm doing, but when it comes to animating, it's not really like animation friendly from what he told me. And you know, I was a bit like, for real, like, I mean, I've seen some animation that I take line work, you know, but maybe it's just that I need to have some variety in my line work or a different style of line, maybe. So I'm gonna work on that. Also, draftmanship. It's just that, you know, sketching, get better at sketching. My sketches are not terrible, but I can do better. Also, I want to be able to do a sketch quality that feels like it's already line work, you know, because if I can achieve that, that would be really dope. Because yo, there's some artists out there that they're sketching and they'll be like, yeah, that's my sketch. I'm like, yeah, that's clean line work. How is that a sketch? You know, I want to be able to achieve that level of draftmanship. And of course, you know, I'm saying all that, but I don't expect myself to have all mastered within 3 years time. I mean, it's possible, but I think like I want like by the end of the 3 years I'll be there, I feel like I'm gonna be like maybe halfway through it, you know, halfway through mastering that skill, maybe, or close to half of it, you know. That's what I think that's gonna happen. I'm not expecting myself to be like full master by the end of 3 years. Like, nah, I'm not expecting that. That's a bit foolish, but I can be always at least halfway through it. Another goal that I want to achieve when I'll be there is having better backgrounds. Cause bro, even though I've been practicing it for my pre-animation school training arc, I haven't done a lot of background since I've moved on the block of doing background and perspective, because I've been focusing on doing characters. And honestly, like when I did my my pre-animation school program, when I did my pre-animation school training plan, I really focused on getting better drawing characters more than background. But I started background because there was a perspective in it in my planning. I'm like, you know what, since I'm doing perspective, might as well put background practice in there, you know, because eventually I will have to draw backgrounds. And you know, there's some options I've told the process to draw background. There's 2 of them. I'm going to put them in the edit so you guys can see it. Those are the only 2 options that where I actually try to incorporate the background with my character. And also I practice my color blocking skill to draw background, because one thing that I really wanted with for my own art is that since I'm using a lot of bold graphic line work for my characters, I want to be able to contrast it with background that doesn't have line work. It only use color blocking, color not color gradient, but values, different values of color, so you know I can separate the subject with the background. So this is what I wanted to do with my work, and I only did this for 2 artworks that you'll be able to see in the edit. But after that, I didn't really play with backgrounds like that. I only focused on drawing characters because that's what I like to do. I like to draw characters. I'm not really a big fan of backgrounds, but I want to be able to do it because, you know, eventually I will have to draw backgrounds, especially for the projects I want to do in the future. So yeah, drawing backgrounds gonna be really necessary for me, getting better at that. You know, I don't have to be a master, but just being better than average or decent at it, you know, so the skill is good enough, so you know it doesn't like out of pocket when you look at my work. Like you say, oh yeah, he's really good at drawing characters, but he's trash at drawing background. Like, no, I want to say, oh yeah, he's good at drawing characters. His background are not the best, but you know, he's decent at it. It works. It makes sense. You know, it feels like it's kind of solid. You know, like it's good enough to look at, you know, it's not trash. That's how good I want to be at backgrounds, because that's not gonna be my main thing. And finally, the last skill I want to upgrade or my goal to upgrade, one of the skills I want to upgrade at animation school is my coloring skills. I don't think my coloring skills are bad, but it's just that I never practice it like intentionally, because the last time I did practice my coloring skill was way back then when I was still in college in visual art, back in 2019 2020. That was around the time that I was practicing my colors intentionally, you know. But since then I never practiced because I found a way of coloring. I learned the color theory and I learned how to combine my colors, and since I learned the basics of color combination and color theory, I stopped practicing it. I stopped studying it, because after that I was able to manage, I was able to color the way I wanted to. The only thing that I've tried to get better at is just to have more popping colors that are bleeding in a good way, bleeding your eyes, you know, like it's really excites your eyes, it's really like saturated. That's the only thing that I've tried to get better at, but I feel like I can go even beyond that with my coloring skill, especially when it comes to storytelling with colors and be able to create and feel an emotion with when you do your characters, you know, because the way I'm doing coloring is more like by feeling, by instinct, you know. It's like, oh, I want this color for this character, and with this color I'm going to try to make combination. For example, Carla, one thing I wanted to do with Carla is that I wanted to use purple, because purple is another color that I really like, and it's a color I really wanted to use for character design for a long period of time. And I was like, okay, I want to use purple, so which color can work with purple? And that's how I designed the character, you know. It's not like really theming or storytelling wise, you know. It's really like, oh, purple, all right, let me put this and that and this and work, you know. And I managed to do a decent, good character design at the end of the day. But it's just that I feel like I can go beyond that, you know, beyond just this way of taking of coloring skill, doing my coloring. So this is what I mean by level up my coloring skills. So yeah, so that's it for my goals. So now I'm gonna move on to my inspection. I see that I'm already 16 minutes in. Like I said, I'm gonna go max 25 minutes, nothing more, not beyond that. So yeah, so I'm gonna go fast, but not too fast, so you guys can keep up with me. So for my inspection, I got a lot. I got like what, 7 points of expectation. That I can probably regroup them together easily, but anyway, so what I expect from animation school, what I'm expecting. So for this part, I want to specify for expectation is just that this is what I'm expecting to happen within the 3 years of when I'll go when I'll be in animation school, or what I expect at the end of it when I finish graduating animation school. And that would be funny when I go back in the future and I met half of the expectation, or none of them happened, or maybe something different, entirely different happened. But anyway, let's start with it. So the first thing that I wrote is destruction and or a rebirth of my art style that is beyond anime and manga style. Because for the past years, so past 7-8 years that I've been doing art seriously, I've only been focusing on doing anime manga art style because this is what I like, anime manga. But I'm expecting animation school to destroy that. You know, not in the sense like, oh, anime manga is bad, you have to focus on Western cartoons or whatever. No. What I'm expecting is that, yes, they will acknowledge the anime manga art style that I have, but I'm expecting them to destroy it or or use it for me to get beyond that. Like, have more inspiration, look at other artists that is beyond anime and manga, you know. Like I said, look at the Western cartoons, like, you know, look at the DC Marvel art style, look at the more classic artists, you know, like the Michel Basquiat, Andy Warhol, many more, you know. Like look beyond those artists, look beyond try to build an art style that's beyond what I really have, you know. So that's what I mean by destruction or rebirth. And from there, I'm expecting, like, you know, I'll still keep the art style that I really have, but I might build a new art style that's more appropriate for animation. And with that, I will combine it with what I already have to make a new art style, or something that's more solid, more built professionally, if it makes sense. I don't know how to phrase it, but that's this is the best way I can describe it, by destruction or rebirth of my art style, you know. Because my art style is just built on something that I like, anime manga, and I haven't explored beyond that, you know. There's something that one of the members of my community in the Discord, that, by the way, you can join, the link is in the description box below. He used this analogy, I think that's the term. He used this analogy that I got a map, and this map that I have, I'm familiar with it, but there's more than this map that I'm familiar with. Like, there's this whole zone that I haven't explored yet. And what happened with me, the way he described it, he said, sometimes I'm going outside of the map, or I'm going outside of what I already explored, but I always go back, you know, like I'm going a little bit outside and go back, outside and I go back, I'm going outside and I go back every time. But I never try to explore beyond that. Like I'm not trying to stay in this zone that I haven't explored yet. And this is what I'm expecting with my art style. You know, I'm expecting like I'm going to places that I never never tried to explore, never tried to work, never tried to level up, if it makes sense, you know. So yeah, so this is one of my expectations with animation schools, that I'm gonna have a destruction and or rebirth on my art style. I'm expecting a lot of frustration and a hints of burnout, because you know, animation, I never done that before, and also it's gonna be the first time I'm going to be in a setting where I'm gonna not confront, but I'm gonna be with a teacher a lot, you know. Like yes, I was in a mentorship back then, last 2 years ago, but I was only meeting the mentor twice a week, and we didn't have like a how can I say this, it's not like it was focusing on fundamentals, you know, and fundamentals is like something that I acknowledge that I didn't have. And for animation, yes, I don't have any animation skills, but for the first year anyway, I'm expecting a lot of frustration and ends of burnout, because I'm gonna do a lot of things I already know, and I might be frustrated because I think I already knew it, but I didn't know anything. Make sense? And ends of burnout, it says like I might, like, you know, I might feel tired a lot. I'm pretty sure, because I'm sure that animation school is gonna be more intense to whatever I did back in visual art. And to be fair, and when I was in visual art back in college, the first 2 years I wasn't really serious about it, and the last 2 years, since I already done the program before and I had to restart from scratch because of technicalities with the school, I already knew what I was going into, so it was easier for me. But now I'm going into something new, so I feel like I can get burnout and tired pretty quick. Not quick, but I think I'm gonna feel I'm gonna feel tired a lot more than what I used to before. Also, what I'm expecting from animation school is that I will have to double or even triple the practices outside of school. Like there's gonna be the school practices there's gonna be the practices I'm gonna do at school, but I'm expecting myself to, if I want to get better or go even beyond to what I want to achieve, I will have to double, triple the practice at home. So I'll go back home, review what I learned in class, and double that, you know, so I can really understand what I'm doing in classes, in class. I think something else that I'm expecting, an improved workflow and drawing faster. Actually, it's not even an expectation. I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen, because I've talked to people that have been dabbling with animation a little bit, and they told me like, yes, when you do animation, you go to force yourself to learn how to become faster, because you gotta draw a lot of frames, you gotta redraw the same thing over and over. So you gotta learn how to draw faster to get the project done. You gotta find shortcuts to get your project done. You gotta improve your workflow, because especially me right now, my workflow is kind of clunky. It's kind of like I'm doing steps that I can but I'm doing steps that I can just skip easily, just because the only reason why I'm not doing is because I'm not confident enough with my skill. And I'm expecting, or I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen. I'm gonna build a confidence. I'm gonna find ways to work faster, draw faster in general, which is gonna benefit me in the long run when it comes to my own project and doing my personal work, you know. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Though that's a skill that I'm expecting to have, or I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have by the end of the 3 years of doing animation school. Something else that I'm expecting with the school is that found a new appreciation for art that is beyond the grind and getting better, and a change in my mindset. There's nothing wrong with the mindset I have with art. It's just that not as of late, for the past couple of years, I've been seeing art like a sport, you know, which is good, but at the same time, it's like I feel like this is the only way I'm seeing art. I'm just seeing it as something to perform, to get better at. Just grinding and grinding and grinding. This is all the only way I'm seeing art. No, I'm not saying that I don't like art, you know, like I don't like art beyond that. It's just that I feel like this is the only way I'm seeing it, and I have a hard time to seeing art be outside of the grind. And I've been telling you guys about it, like, you know, like there's times that, yeah, you gotta grind the art, but there's time you have to have fun with it. And for the past couple years, I've only been grinding the art, and I've having fun. I'm really doing art for fun. Like everything I'm doing with art is only grinding, performing, trying to get better every time. And for the past couple days since I come back from vacation, I've been sketching, drawing, without thinking about any technicalities, like, oh, this is how you're supposed to do this is how you have to do the perspective, that. Now I'm just putting my idea on paper, and if it's trash, it's trash. If it's good, it's good. And the artwork that you're seeing right now behind me doing the time lapse, it's one of those illustrations. Like I literally had an idea in my head, and I decided to draw it, and I didn't care about the technicalities. Yes, on the sketch phase, I took the time to get things right, but it's just that, you know, it's just my brain saying like, oh yeah, by the way, it's just put this part here, this is how you're supposed to do that. Oh yeah, I don't like this part here, just take it off, and that's it, you know. But I didn't think too much about my anatomy, my build, my volume, perspective, and all stuff. I just put my idea on paper, and that's it. And I'm expecting to find a better find a new appreciation for art, you know, like that's beyond the grind and getting better, you know. And not only see it as performing every time, seeing it as something that you enjoy, that you want to express your ideas, express yourself, and tell stories. And talking about stories, I'm expecting myself to have better storytelling skills. Also with doing by going to animation school, because of course we're animating. We're gonna make I think the last project for the last year is gonna be doing a small movie, a small animation movie. So of course, getting better at storytelling skills, I think that's a skill that I'm supposed to have by the end of the 3 years. Will I be a master at it? No, but I'll be better at it. Of course, I'm expecting that. And lastly, getting better at character design. I don't think I'm bad at it, but I can get better. That's for sure. Actually, in general, I can get better at everything. That's for sure. But that's one skill in particular that I'm expected to be better at, especially with within my first year, because this is really focused on that. Focus on drawing characters, better coloring, and using color as for storytelling in general, and also better with focus on anatomy. So getting better at character design, getting your characters right. This is something I'm expecting to get right by the end of my 3 years of animation school. So yeah, so sorry if I've been rambling, and sorry if it felt a bit rushy at the end, because I was looking at the time. It's 27 minutes long. I'm reaching the 30 minutes. So yeah, but so yeah, that's pretty much all my expectations and goals with animation school so far. And maybe I will have more expectation, more goals as I go through the journey, as I go through the years of being at school. And yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. Yeah, it's been a minute that I've been wanting to be in a spot where I'm gonna in a spot where I'm going to do something that's gonna be really foreign to me, because so far everything I've been doing in art, it's familiar. And because it's been familiar, I feel like I'm stagnating lately. I'm doing some micro improvement, which I'm happy, but I want to see like I want to make some big leaps now. And by going to animation school, I feel like this is where I'm going to find the big leaps. You know, I'm going to be pressured now. I'm going to be in an environment where I will have to push myself and grind a lot to get better, to achieve what I've envisioned in my head. But yeah, so we'll see 3 years from now on if the school met all my expectations, if I achieve all my goals there. And also, after the 3 years of animation school, there's gonna be only 1 year left for me to get to become a successful artist. Because as you know, like I said in the beginning, I give myself 5 years. Now, as of now, there's only 4 years left. And in those 4 years, 3 years, I'm gonna be in animation school. And after animation school, after I graduated, I will have only 1 year left to find some level of success as an artist, which is gonna be interesting to see. But anyway, that I'm gonna leave it at that. So thank you guys for watching the video, and yeah, we're gonna reach the 30 minutes anyway. So thank you for watching the video. Like I always, leave a like and subscribe to the channel to not miss any of my videos. Like I said, With school, I don't know if I'll be as consistent as I used to be before I go before school, you know, uploading a new video every week. And if not, I'm always active on the Discord. You can easily reach me there. You can easily talk to me there. You can share your own artworks, your own art studies, your sketches, everything with everyone in the community. I used to do a weekly art grind session with the community, but with school I don't think it will happen. If it happens, I will notify you guys anywhere in the Discord, so please feel free to share feel free to join the Discord. The link is in the description box below. And also, this is why I mostly share my art these days. I don't really post them on my social media anymore. I got Instagram and Twitter, but I don't use them, but eventually I will use them when I will start to I'll start to make like more high quality works that I can be proud of to share and to use it as a portfolio. And also I will rebuild a new website from scratch. And yeah, but I'll let you guys go. Enjoy your weekend, and like always, keep grinding, take some break, and don't slack. And yeah, I see you guys on my next video whenever it happens. All right, peace.